So what is up, guys? It's Penguin Typer here, back with another video.
And in today's Minecraft video, I'll be starting a new thing when I build like cool houses or styles. And no, I'm not building that Minecraft village over there. In this video, I will be building this modern house. It's my first time really building a modern style building in Minecraft, and I'm not even that good at building in the first place, but I think it looks pretty good. Let's jump right into the video on how to do it.
So I'm here in the world. It's looking pretty good. First thing I want to get into when you're building a house in Minecraft is the palette. The palette is the different types of blocks that you use when you build. Now, if you look in my hotbar right now, I have some quartz, different like stairs, slabs, and stuff. I have some cyan terracotta, and I have some blue stained glass. Your palette is extremely important because it gives style and texture and color to your house, and you want to make sure that your palette's blocks all kind of fit with each other. Now, these three types of blocks, quartz, cyan, terracotta, and blue stained glass, all are blocks that kind of work together in the whole modern theme. Now, what I'm doing right now is kind of a weird start to this house, but I'm building the garage. And I know, it looks exactly like a garage, you're right. But what you really want to do is just start out with a layout, okay? Build down like the whole plan of your house and like the floor plan and where all the shapes are going to go and everything. But my house is a bit different because I'm actually modeling it off of one that I saw in a TV commercial. What? Yes, I know. But this is going to be the garage here. It's just where I'm going to put this is where I'm just going to put the door to the garage. And I'm about to enter a time lapse because this is taking forever and I don't want to have you guys sit through 8 hours of me building. Okay, so now we're in the time lapse. It's weird watching this in playback, but I'm just going to start out here. This is going to be the front of the house. This is like the front door where you walk in, where everyone like talks and stuff. I thought about putting the door a block upward, but that didn't actually fit with the whole modern theme, so I just put it at normal height. Now, when you're building a doorway, or like a door, the entrance to a house, you want to make sure there's some sort of texture around it. Don't make a blank wall and then just put a door in it. That doesn't look good, okay? You need to have some sort of texture, something around it to mark it out and like make it look different than the rest of the house. So I just added some stairs. I put in lamps, lanterns, I don't even know what those things are called. And yeah, now I'm just going to build a small driveway for the house. I don't actually place blocks this fast. Wish I did. And I thought about using a path for the, like the way to walk up to the house, but then I decided against it. I also tried diorite, but I don't like diorite too much as well because it kind of clashes with the gravel here. As you guys can tell, I am a very experienced professional Minecraft builder. I thought about placing slabs there, but it didn't look good, so I just leave those, as you can tell. And then I'm just marking the driveway out a tiny bit more, making it extend a bit, so if I want to connect a road to this, I could. Now, you definitely want to add leaves to your house, your modern house. You want to make sure there's some sort of bushes or flowers or plants, anything, trees around, to make the house not look so bland. Now, I used just normal leaves to look like a bush here, and I think it was a pretty good choice. Later on, it's going to make the house look really three-dimensional, well-defined. Now I'm just going to mark out the end of the garage. I'm just kind of spamming blocks here. I didn't really have a plan for this. I just had like the two shapes of the front door and the garage. But other than that, I had no idea what I was doing. You need to have a lot of windows in your modern houses because that's just what the style is like. Modern houses have lots of windows, and in Minecraft there should be no difference. They have lots of windows. So I'm adding a big window there, another smaller window here, and I thought about placing trapdoors around the window to be like a window frame kind of, but they don't work. They don't fold down unless you keep levers there, and keeping levers there would look really bad, so I just removed them. Then I put slabs there, and it actually looked really nice. Not on the top it looked good, but on the bottom it looked kind of bad, so I just removed that part. Now, when you guys are building your modern house, make sure that there's no grass floor. That looks horrible. That is literally the worst. Modern house is supposed to be like sleek and well designed and architecturally pretty cool. So you gotta add in and make sure that the floor is just something that isn't grass. In this case, I chose the cyan terracotta because it clashed, or not clashed. It works nicely with the wall we had, which was quartz. Sorry about that. It's kind of weird commentating what I'm doing while watching it all on iMovie at 3 times speed, but whatever. Then I'm trying to actually extend this out a tiny bit, because a lot more than a tiny bit, but extend the second floor out because I wanted to have kind of a hangover here. But then I realized that the garage was actually way too small and that I probably couldn't fit a car in there if I'd ever wanted to put a car in this build. So I just extended it a lot more, created the roof bigger, and just filled in the rest of this. Now I kept the window because the window does look very nice there, but I made sure it was symmetrical, and I just did that quickly. I put blocks there, but it didn't look too good. You want to make sure that your windows aren't looking like they have like a blank wall around them, so make sure you have like tons of slabs and stairs and stuff. Now, I actually, at this point, I actually decided to completely remove all of the quartz and make the first floor just completely cyan terracotta. Of course, I kept the windows, the window like frames in the quartz because it looked really, really nice compared to the cyan terracotta, and also there aren't cyan terracotta slabs. But the rest of it I changed to the cyan terracotta, and I think it looks a lot better now. The quartz is going to be saved for the second floor and for first floor like details and designs. So yeah, I think this is looking a lot better. I decided to put slabs there so that it doesn't look absolutely horrible in comparison to the windows, and then I just brought the slabs all the way around. I thought about putting stairs there, and it kind of worked, but it was really weird, so I just moved them up a bit, and they worked really well with the slabs. Slabs and stairs work very well together because they both have that half section that is really, really nice. I tried putting the stairs there as well, as you can tell, but it's just not working. Fooled around with the stairs a bit, and I finally found something I liked and I enjoyed. And then I just made the border around the rest of the house, or the garage, sorry, with the slabs. Now I'm just going to fill in the rest of this with cyan terracotta, and then we can move on to the second floor once I finish this nonsense. I really wish I could build this fast in real life. That would be awesome. So the next thing about modern houses is that they require a lot of lighting. Lighting is insanely important in any modern house. There should be so much light you don't even know what you're doing with it. There should be just a lot of light. Light is very important, and it gives the modern house the whole design character it has that makes it just look better. I don't know why, but lighting just makes like you can't make a modern house without good lighting. So I just wanted to extend the porch out there a tiny bit. I added the frames because I saw that in another design I liked, but I didn't want to completely copy that design at all, so I did something a lot different, as you guys can kind of tell here. I tried removing the slabs and placing them a different way, and like I had to fool around with them a lot because slabs are tricky, and then I tried the roof and it was also really tricky and it didn't look just quite right because of the half slab above the windows. They didn't look good at all, so I just actually decided to put slabs surrounding the roof instead of having them just on top. It was kind of a weird decision, but I'm thinking it looks a lot better right now. Now I'm just going to fill in the rest of the windows. Make sure that your house doesn't have like empty spaces in the air. Any wall space should either be covered by wall or a design of some sort using slabs and stuff, or it should be covered by windows. There should be nothing, no just blank walls. Blank walls do not look good. Now, I decided to fill in these pillars with this, with a blue terracotta. It looks pretty purple, not gonna lie, but I think it looks a lot nicer, and it's the third color I really needed besides the gray and the white, and just adding a lighter color of blue shade in there makes it look a lot nicer. Now, I'm adding the stairs on the outside, because it's kind of a weird idea, but in hindsight, I really like what I did here. The stairs make it look a lot better. They give the three-dimensional space to the house, because if you guys are looking at a blank wall in a house, that doesn't look good. You need some sort of three-dimensional space so your eyes never quite know where to settle on, rather than just a blank wall that looks very bad. Now, after I finish those, like, half a wall, that, like, very small amount of the house, I'm actually gonna build the rest of the house. Whoa, building a house when I said I was gonna do that? I didn't even know that was possible. The back wall is going to be pretty blank. This house is designed to be looked at from the street, from the front. Something you guys definitely want to keep in mind is the design, or not the design, where your house is located, right? Like if I'm building in a forest biome, I'm probably not going to have something that looks like it should be in a mesa biome, or vice versa, or like snow in like a desert. That doesn't make sense. But right now it's kind of weird because I'm in a creative world that's only grass, but I think this modern house would look good in like any suburban environment, right? Outside the city, just like a nice little 2-story house that would probably be owned by someone with a decent amount of money. It's a nice house. I decided to plant a tree here because I think it makes this thing look a lot nicer and easier to look at, and then I copied the leaves on the other side to make a second thing with bushes. And if just looking at it, it looks decent. I'm pretty proud of this build so far. I decided to fill in the slabs there, and I had to play around a lot with the stairs and the slab design. But eventually, I finally found something I enjoyed, and I didn't hate. Now I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the gravel there, and make the walkway not diorite. I think the andesite blocks here look a lot better. I'm not sure why. I just think that they do. Now I'm going to add in more and more windows, because windows are extremely important, as we know. And I'm literally just going to cover the entire wall with windows. Tip on windows: don't use glass. Use glass panes. Glass is a block, and it blends in with the rest of the wall, and it ends up looking horrible. Panes give that three-dimensional depth, right? They actually go back. They don't take up a full block. And I think it looks just so much better. And I think, like, every other builder agrees with me as well, because panes just look a lot nicer than the glass blocks themselves. Now I'm actually going to fill in the floor, and you don't want to make the floor the same color as your walls in most cases, which is why I'm switching over to that quartz again. But I don't want to add in a fourth color, because the 3 colors I'm working with here, plus the panes, do look very, very nice together, and I don't want to add, like, an orange or anything. This house isn't designed to stand out, it's just designed to look pleasing to the eye. I don't know too much about Minecraft building as of yet, but I want to get better. I want to like build different styles, maybe make something cooler, maybe make a nicer modern house, like a mansion. I don't know. But I think I'm pretty proud of the first floor here so far. Now I have to play around with these blocks for a while, and making the roof is actually pretty important. I wanted to copy the style of the other side of the house, the space above the garage, because I wanted to make sure that it kept the same style and theme going around it. Yeah, like I just said in chat, we're gonna keep the same pattern. So, just gonna quickly place the pillars again, because you want to make sure if you do one thing in one area, you want to make sure you do like the same style in the other area. Now I'm keeping the panes here. This is probably gonna be a pretty nice looking out area. And then I want to connect the two at some point, but first I'm going to have to do the bit with the roof because it doesn't actually line up. Yes, I'm smart. I make roofs that don't line up with each other. And this house isn't going to have like an amazing roof, it's just going to be a flat roof, no insane stuff, but like as you guys saw with the garage, there's going to be the stairs and the upside down stairs and the slabs that make this thing look very three-dimensional, realistic, and just like make it look a lot nicer. So I actually decided to connect the 2 different second floors of the house because I didn't want to build 2 staircases, and I also wanted to have a sense of unity between the 2 parts of the build. If I didn't do this, it would make it look kind of like 2 different houses, like the garage was one house and the actual house was a different house. That's not actually the case, but it might have looked like that, and I wanted to avoid that. It's pretty tricky to follow the same pattern here without like really messing up, because it's just a really weird pattern in a tight space. As you guys can tell, I messed up a lot of times. So I just flew back to make sure the slabs are actually going over the glass in the other part of the build, because you need to make sure that both parts of what you're building are the same style and theme. Unless you're building like some wacky build that's not like an actual house. But in this one, we're just doing a simple house. This is designed to be like put in real life. To be honest, I would buy this house in real life. Like nice location surrounded by eons of grass. Perfect street value. There isn't even a car. Anyway, yeah. Just following the same pattern, and like I can't say this enough. I might sound like I'm repeating myself, but you gotta follow the same pattern. It just makes the house look so much nicer. Because if I had built the garage out of orange and this thing out of like green, that wouldn't have looked good. But I followed the same pattern, the same theme, and I made it look a lot nicer. The upside down stairs also really give really nice theme to it. And as we zoom out from the house in a second, you can see that I'm actually close to finishing with just the exterior. Zoom around it. It looks really good. I'm very proud of this. It uses the 3 colors very nicely. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.